Welcome to Slacker Gaming, and welcome to this week's franchise rebuild. As always, we start from opening day, try to take a team all the way through to win a World Series. If it takes more than 5 years to do so, then we fail. However, if we can do it during that 5-year period, we will be a success. So let's get it started. So this week, we are going to do the second best team as far as what they finished last year, and that is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays. Right now, they come in at 17th ranked, 15 in contact, 7 in power, 14th in pitching, 11 in defense, and 14th in speed. So not a team like their last rebuild of the Dodgers where this team is just absolutely stacked right away, and all we have to really do is play with them until they win. This is not the same. This is the Rays, 17th ranked. Not a lot of total budget as far as the team goes, but let's jump into it and use this team and let's get them rebuilt. So as always, we are going to start from opening day and try to take this team through and see how long it takes us to win a World Series and if we can win the World Series. So let's take a look at the lineup, see what they got here. They got Joey Wendell, Yandy Diaz, Austin Meadows, Brandon Lowe, Randy Arozarena, Willie Adames, Choi, Michael, and Mejia. If I don't say their last name, it's because I can't pronounce them. I don't want to make a fool of myself. They also got Brett Phillips, Mike Zunino, Kevin Kiermaier, and Margot. And then now let's take a look at our pitching rotation and what we're going to have this year. Yarbrough, our number 1, Rich Hill, 2, Tyler Glasnow, 3, Chris Archer, 4, and Trevor Richards, 5. No, we'll keep it the way it is. We'll use McKay if we need to use him. If I move him over, the computer will just move him back over, so it's not going to matter. Nick Anderson, our closer, Chaz Rowe, Castillo, Thompson, McHugh, Fairbanks. So Michael Wacha, we're fine. I think we should be fine with this lineup. We'll see how it goes through the season. Look at the depth chart and see how we're doing. Looks like left field, we're not doing so hot, 29th in the league. First base, not doing well either. Starting pitching is okay. Shortstop, I think, is going to be fine, especially because, we got Wander Franco. That will probably be joining us very soon, so I'm not really worried about the shortstop position. Third base is struggling as well, so if we had to do this, I would say left field, third base, first base are going to be the ones we need to look at and make sure that we kind of get someone in there that could help us win. So let's get this one started, and we're going to sim all the way through till the All-Star break, see how we're doing, see what changes we need to make then. All right, we made it to the All-Star break, and we're definitely limping there. The Rays, 34-55, last place in the division, 28 games out of first place. So it's not a season that I think we're going to make the playoffs, but that's okay because we could definitely grow from it. So let's take a look at our lineup, see how they're doing, and let's see if we can make some trades to help us out. So Wendell hitting 243, that's low. 313 for Diaz, that's actually pretty good. 232 from our third place hitter, that's absolutely awful. Looks like he just hits home runs, otherwise strikes out. 232 average is terrible. Arozarena, same thing, 232, awful. 270 is not bad from Adames. 227, really bad from Lowe, a guy that's supposed to be the leader on our team. 251 from Choi, Mejia at 227. And this isn't looking good. Very, very, very low averages. Let's take a look at the pitching rotation, see how they're doing. 306 from Yarbrough. I'm not mad about that. 560 from Glasnow. Wow, that's really bad. That is really, really bad. He's 3-13, 560 ERA. 388 from Archer, not bad. 450 from Richards. McKay making the starting rotation. Don't know why. 615 for him. Well, that's why, because Rich Hill has 8.16 ERA. That's absolutely awful. This team, wow. The fact that they made it in the playoffs as far as they did is absolutely remarkable to me because, wow, they are not good when it comes to MLB The Show. So honestly, we have a lot of things that we need to fix on this team. So let's just start kind of looking at what is on the trade block, see if there's anything in here that I feel like would help us out. Could get Carlos Rodon. What's he throwing at? 404. Let's take a look at him and see what they want. They want a right fielder. So as always, I don't think it would be a rebuild without having a terrible trade. And we found it early on. We wanted Carlos Rodon, 28 years of age, B potential, 76 overall. Right now he's got a 4.04 ERA, and we were going to trade him. And I know everyone's going to get mad saying I ripped him off, and I did, but I'm just using the trade logic that was put in this game, and we all know the trade logic is horrible, and here's another representation of that. So we are giving them a 24-year-old starting pitcher, D, 64 overall, and then we're also giving him a 60 overall D potential 24-year-old right fielder. So both players very, very bad, not going to be useful at all, but Carlos Rodon is going to be very useful for us. So we're trading a 76 for two 60s and two D potential guys. That is the logic of this game. Sounds like a deal. We'll accept it. I will accept it as well. Thank you so much for your charity and just handing us a guy. It's a good time. They're just not playing well, and they're not that good. So let's see what we can get for a third baseman. See if we can find a third baseman we really want that could help us build for the future. All right, to shore up this third base spot, we're gonna go ahead and get Suarez, and we're giving up Greg Jones, which is one of our prospects, but we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, Adames really isn't a prospect anymore, but we got 3 prospects at the shortstop position. Wander Franco probably going to make it up the quickest, and there's not going to really be a place for Greg Jones. So we're going to go ahead and lump him in with a D potential guy, 25, 49 overall. Apparently, that's what swings them in favor of taking this trade. So basically, we're trading a 88 overall B potential 29-year-old Suarez, already good, already ready for the MLB. We're trading him for basically Greg Jones and someone that's probably not going to be up in our organization anytime soon, especially not a shortstop with Franco being there. So let's go ahead and make this trade and get on with it. All right, so we added in Suarez to our roster, and then we also added in Rodon in our pitching rotation. So let's go ahead. We're going to sim to the September call-ups, and then we'll see kind of where we're at. We might actually stop at the trade deadline and see what's going on with the team, see if they're getting any better, or see if there's some trades that we can make to make this team better. All right, we are at September call-ups. We went through the trade deadline. There wasn't any trades I wanted to make, so went ahead and went forward, and we're still in last place. The percentage is going up, but games behind, record not looking good, 54 and 78. We are up to rank 12th. We were, 17th or something start the season, so we're going up there. Let's take a look at the lineup, see how they're doing. Wendell, 245, so that's gone up, 222 for Lowe. What a terrible year for him. Suarez up to 271. He's drilling it. 271, 33 bombs. It's good to see from him. Diaz, 321, which is about what he's hit all year, which is good. 264 going up, 247, still not good. 253, not good. Dumb has kind of dropped off there. And then 257 for Bracero. And then Mejia, 232. Choi on the bench, 256, not bad for him. 242, 182. Phillips, 154. Let's go ahead and go over to the pitching rotation. Yarbrough at 329, so he's still doing pretty well. Glasnow dropped his down. He's a 41, but still really, really high. 418 for Archer. He went up. 414 for Rodon and 484 for Richards. So not really anything too crazy. 41's high, especially as Glasnow and a number 2 guy. But other than that, not bad. 648 is terrible. 586 is terrible. 317, 484, 559 terrible. So yeah, it's just, I mean, they're not doing great right now. Nick Anderson is though, 1.48 ERA. Perfect to see. Has he blown any games? Yeah, 3 blown saves, 29 saves for him. So we're not going to make the playoffs this year. So let's go ahead and just sim to the postseason and then get started on next year. Not able to make it 100 lost season. Not exactly what we wanted, but we're rebuilding. We're growing. You know, we're already up to 12th. I think we can do a lot in this offseason. So let's go ahead and sim it and see who wins the World Series this year. Looks like it's going to be the White Sox defeating the Dodgers in the 2021 World Series. All right, we are to free agency part 1. We're about to see what free agents we need to go after. However, first, I want to look and see what we need. So left field is still an issue out there. Center field's fine. Right field is okay. First base is something we can address. Second base is fine. Shortstop, if we have the ability to, we can upgrade there, but it's not something that needs to be done now. Third base, I feel like we're good. However, pitching is what I would say we need to address first. The catcher problem isn't really a problem. We can get another catcher that'll fill in. A catcher is not something that you, especially in Sims, you don't want to spend a lot of money and trade revenue and trade like negotiations on trying to get like the best catcher, because most catchers only go just above 200 anyway. They're not really going to help over the season unless you just have an amazing season. So left field, first base, and starting pitching is what we are going to attack first in this free agency. We got about 66 million, so we'll see how much we actually have when it comes to playing. All right, so let's jump into free agency. It looks like a bunch of shortstops. We do have Syndergaard as a starting pitcher, but a bunch of shortstops. So it kind of stinks that this year we don't really need a shortstop. We could take one, but right now we really need to address starting pitching, first base, and left field. Let's go ahead and over to first base, see what they got. Looks like no one really here that I want, so I guess we will have to address this in trades. Left field, same thing. No one here really that I would want on the team. So I guess we go ahead and worry about trades. Maybe we do try to go out and get a shortstop. We can trade Adames and see what we can do after that. But let's start with starting pitcher. We definitely need some starting pitching help here. So I don't know. Let's go ahead. I would take Syndergaard, but I don't necessarily want to give up my first pick for it. But I think maybe we have to if just thinking about how much we would have to trade to try to get Noah Syndergaard. Story would be a guy that I'd go after, but again, we're giving up a pick. But again, how much are you wanting to? We got 30 million in pending offers. So it'd be 31 million. So we would have approximately 37 million a year to be able to spend on a shortstop. But again, what I was thinking was, how much are we going to spend if we try to trade for a shortstop like Trevor Story? So Syndergaard coming to the Rays. We got Syndergaard. Perfect match. Going to be our ace. Going to be our number one guy in the pitching rotation. Trevor Story signing with the Rays. So we got two big guys, Syndergaard and Story, on our team. No, not really anybody we really set out to get. We wanted that starting pitching, but we also had to be careful because we needed a first base and a left fielder, which there was really no good ones in the free agency. So we'll have to hit those and tackle those. Once we get to the regular season, we'll have to trade. But with getting Trevor Story, we also have a few shortstops that we will no longer need. So those are very, very good trading chips for us in the regular season. All right, we are to the regular season. Let's take a look at this lineup, see what we got here. So lineup-wise, we got Wendell leading off again. Then we got Diaz, Story, Suarez, Meadows, Arozarena, Adames, Brandon Lowe, and Mejia. On the bench, we got Margot, Kiermaier, Michael, and Brett Phillips. So bunch of outfield guys, but I feel like we've got a solid lineup. I feel like we'll be close to 500 or over 500 at this time next year. But hopefully our players play well and basically just see the byproduct on the field. So let's go ahead and look at the pitching rotation to start off the year. We got Syndergaard, Yarborough, Glasnow, Rodon, and Trevor Richards. Brandon McKay, Ethan Small in the bullpen. Cody Reed, Springs, Thompson, Castillo, Fairbanks, and Nick Anderson back again. And again, what we need to work on this year, I think, is at left field for sure. I think we're going to send Wendell out of here. I don't see him being back after this year. First base, another thing we need to take care of. And then I wouldn't mind adding another big arm to this rotation. The relievers are okay. I'm not worried about spending a bunch of money on the relievers. So let's go ahead and Right now, we're 11th overall rank, 9th in contact, 4th in power, 19th in pitching, which is where I want to kind of make those changes. Defense and speed. So before the season starts, actually, let's go ahead and sim to draft day and see where we're at, see how we're doing. If we're struggling, we'll make some changes. If we are doing good, maybe we'll just keep it going. We are at the All-Star break, and we are at 50-38 so far on this season, and 1.5 games behind the Yankees. So I wanted to be above that 500 mark. We are above the 500 mark right now, and we're closing in on a playoff berth behind the Yankees. You also have to worry about the Orioles right behind us as well. Let's go ahead and look at the lineup, see how we're doing. 272 average, nice. 261, 268 from Story, 300 by Suarez. This dude is killing it. 232 by Meadows. That really dropped. 246, 253, 273, and Mejia 221, which is kind of what you just expect from a catcher. Margot still killing it. 357 for him. So I'm not really mad about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pitching rotation. Syndergaard killing it at a 280, 260 from Yarborough. Glasnow at a 381, 487 by Rodon, and a 448 by Trevor Richards. I honestly think we need to get at least one more big starting pitching in this rotation. And then as far as the depth chart goes and how we're doing, left field still a thing. I think we'll move Wendell here, possibly for a left fielder. And center field, Aranzarena just has not been doing it. We're gonna give him a little more time, maybe the rest of this year, to try to figure that out. But it's something that we need to address very, very soon. So I think we'll go out, try to get a first baseman and a left fielder. We wanted to address the left field issue, and I think we're going to address it with this. We're going to go get Elroy Jimenez, which, again, I cannot believe that they would actually do this trade. So we're getting Elroy, 25 years of age, A potential, 87 overall right now. He's hitting 300 exactly, and we're going to give away basically just Adames, and I don't know how they would take this. I honestly don't. They got him locked down for another 3 years on a $6.7 million salary. Adames is going to want more right now. Adames hitting 253, but we just have so many shortstops that we need to get rid of some. And then the other two guys are literally the mid-tier bad people, a D, both Ds, both 63 overall. So, again, another steal from a trade. But, again, that is what you get when you trade an MLB The Show 21. They said they fixed their logic, and I don't believe it because the logic actually got worse. So let's go ahead, get Elroy on our team, and then go look after a first baseman. So I think we found a first baseman that we're willing to make the trade for. We're getting a 24-year-old, a potential 78 overall, Alberto Ybarra. Looking at stats, 287 this year in the majors, so a good hitting stat. And then we're going to give them Wendell, which I don't know. I feel like right now we don't really need the extra second baseman right now. Lowe is playing okay. Wendell is in left field. Since we got a left fielder, we now need to take care of first base. So we're going to trade Wendell, and then we're going to give them Choi, mostly because I want the trade to go through, first of all, and the contract of basically we're getting a $73,000 a year, whereas we're giving up like $5.8 million this year. So a trade not only just for the actual player in Ybarra, but also to allow us some more money so that we can spend freely and grab free agents and stuff like that at the end of the season if we need them. So let's go ahead and sim to the September call-ups and see how we're doing at that point, if we have a chance at making the playoffs. We lost 9 in a row in August, so we started out very, very well. I was loving it. I was excited, and then lost 1-1, then we lost 9 in a row, 1-2, and then lost another one. So a really bad August, and we're 7.5 games out of first place, so I don't even know if we can get in. Let's go ahead and look at the standings and see how we are as far as a wild card goes, if it's possible for us to get in here. So we do right now have the wild card spot. It's going to be us right now and the Twins, Indians, Orioles, Angels, all of those teams close enough to be able to take us out. So we still got to win games to try to get that wild card position. But right now we are in a good spot to get in. So we got 2 games left. Let's take a look and see if we are still in a good spot. And we are actually in. So we got into we clinched the wild card spot. So we're in the wild card, which is good. I was a little worried because the Orioles were pretty close to us a few days ago, but we ended up winning 3 out of the 4, and they lost 4 in a row. So we are in the playoffs, which is good, but we got a lot of work to do. So let's go ahead and sim to the postseason card spot. We finished 87 and 75, which is above what I wanted to do for this year, and it looks like we'll be playing the Twins in the play-on game. Lineup-wise, Ybarra 303, dude's a madman. 251 for Diaz, 275 for Jimenez, 260 for Story, 250 for Meadows, 261 for Aranzarena, Bracero, 243, 228 by Lowe. Oof. Lowe has just gone downhill since we've had him. He's probably a guy we're going to move this year because last year he hit 219, 228 this year. That is not good enough to be paying him what we're paying him right now. So definitely going to make some changes there. Margot, 261, 241. So not too shabby from our hitters. Let's take a look at the pitching rotation. 349 from Syndergaard. So he actually got a little worse as the season went. 432 for Chirinos, Glasnow 412, 293 from Yarbrough, which is amazing, and Rodon at 475, 409, 431, 576 not good by Reed, and 556 by Fairbanks, not very good as well. So Nick Anderson did fine, 283. Let's see what he did for saves. 46 saves and 7 blown saves. That's a lot of blown saves, but it is what it is. So let's get this game started. We're going to do Syndergaard versus Barrios. I think it's going to be a really good game. If you look at their stats, they're very, very, very close. So let's jump into the game, and we're going to super sim it or whatever it's called and go one by one. Quick manage. Do your thing. A single, great. A walk, great. Oh, double play. Okay, come on, get out. Oh, a triple. That's a good start to the game. Let me tell you that. 2 singles. Wow, 3 singles in a row to the bottom half. Well, that didn't end well. Another home run. Fantastic. We're doing a wonderful job. Oh, Jimenez a solo home run. So they're trying. Another home run to Luplo. Nice. Double. Wow. Another double. We just have nobody that can pitch, do we? At this point, I really don't even know who to put in there. So let's just sim to the end. Let's get her done. 9. Wow. 10. This over with. That was brutal. That was just absolutely brutal. But we did make the playoffs this year, so that's one good thing. But we got a lot to build on because that was just absolutely brutal. The Dodgers beat the White Sox. So last year, the White Sox beat the Dodgers. This year, the Dodgers beat the White Sox. So let's go ahead and go to next season, and I will see you guys in free agency. Let's take a look at the depth chart, and we're not doing too bad. Third base, we could use something maybe. I still want to kind of work on our pitching core a little bit. Right field and center maybe. I mean, the guys are there. They're just not hitting well. And other than that, I mean, it all looks good to me. Relief pitching is there as well. So we should have a pretty good lineup. We might try to look at catchers. I thought Mejia would be better by now. But it looks like, well, next year he's supposed to be an 80, so he's supposed to be getting better, but right now I am not seeing it. So maybe we go ahead and figure something out there and figure out what we need to do. But I do want to address starting pitching at free agency. I also want to address an outfield guy that I don't know if it's center or right or left or whatever, but I feel like we need to kind of do something with our outfield. So let's see who is up for free agency. It looks like Aaron Judge, Trey Turner, Wilson Gutierrez, which would be a good catcher to go get. Starting pitchers, some qualifying offers. Maybe we've got a center fielder in Buxton. Buxton wouldn't be bad if we could afford him. The problem is I don't know if we're going to be able to afford more than one guy or more than 2 guys here in free agency, because right now we got about $10 million in pending offers, and of that, it looks like we're going to have about $48 million available. So it doesn't look too crazy right now as far as what we can do. We can make it work. We could try to make it work. I say, first of all, let's try catchers. Let's go ahead and try to see what Sanchez wants. Looks like he wants about 16 mil a year. Probably offer him a little less. So after going through free agency, I wanted an outfielder or two. So I went ahead and we're going to try to get a couple of guys here. We're going to try to get Byron Buxton, see if he'll sign. If not, then we'll get Marte, and then hopefully Kiermaier comes back at center field. Then we went after Gary Sanchez. It's a lot cheaper of a contract to try to grab him. So we're going to see if we get any of those guys, but those were kind of the main guys we were going after. Oof, Gary Sanchez went with the Reds. So yes, let's and Contreras is gone. Great. Aaron Judge is gone. So maybe we won't get that that catcher that we needed, because I think those were the two. Yep, those were the two catchers I wanted. So maybe we try to go out and sign a catcher, or maybe try to find one. I don't know. We'll have to see, because right now we don't have many options as far as catchers go. So we got Byron Buxton, which is good, and we got him for pretty cheap. Kiermaier moving on to the Yankees. JD going to Seattle. So that's kind of surprising there. But we were able to get Buxton, and I think that's going to help us build this team. And we got Kirby Yates, which I kind of just threw down an offer. I think we're going to pay him $5 million for 4 years in a row, kind of just to help that bullpen out and see what they can do there. Regular season 3 is upon us, so we're 3 years in, and I'm liking where we're at this year. I want to see a World Series run. I don't necessarily feel like we can win the World Series, but I do feel like we can at least make it to the World Series. So that is where we are going to try to be this year. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're at 6th ranked, 7th in contact, 2nd in power, 3rd in pitching, 24th in defense, and 17th in speed. Take a look at the lineups right now on opening day. Byron Buxton, Ybarra, Jimenez, Story, Meadows, Aranzarena, Braseu at third base, Brandon Lowe at second, and Mejia at catcher. And then Seth Beer, excited about him. Yandy Diaz has done well. And let's take a look at the starting rotation. We didn't really mess with it in the offseason. There wasn't a lot of free agents that I felt like could really help us for the money that they were going for. Syndergaard at a 93. Chirinos, our number 2. Glasnow, our number 3. 4 is Yarborough. Then Rodon at number 5. I would like to make some trades throughout the year and possibly get a different number 5, possibly kind of move the rotation around a little bit. Then in the bullpen, we got McKay, Richards, Castillo, Beeks, Reed, Thompson, Kirby Yates, and Nick Anderson. So I like where our bullpen is this year. I think our bullpen is going to be very good. I think our starting pitching is going to be good. There might be one in there that doesn't have the greatest year, but I think we're pretty good to start off the season, and I think we'll go all the way down to the All-Star game, see where we're at, and see if we need to make some changes. All-Star break, and we started the season out 2-11, and we were able to get up to 45-44, so just above 500, but definitely not where I want to be and where I thought we would be. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup, see what's going on. Right now we're 13.5 games out of first place, which is not good coming from the 4th ranked team. So let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can make some changes to turn this thing around. So Buxton, 226. Wow. That's just absolutely wow. That's just terrible. I mean, the dude can bunt for 226, right? Like, why is he? Wow. That's awful. That's awful. We might have to see if we can package him with some sort of deal and actually get someone on our team that can hit. Ybarra, 256, 326 for Jimenez. He's killing it. 283 for Story. Nice. 204 for Meadows. I feel like Meadows just has not done what I thought he was going to do, and 204 is just not okay. I mean, 255 for Anzarena, 231. They're just not hitting. Straight up just not hitting. 263 for Syndergaard's good. 398 for Chirinos is good. 515 for Glasnow is not good. The rest of the pitching is fine. We got a lot of trading to do, and we're gonna need to do a lot of trading to try to turn this thing around. So let's hit the trading block. Let's see what we can do. So we're gonna first trade for Alec Contra, mostly because this dude is absolutely going through the lineups. He's hitting threes every single year. 279 this year, getting better. 27 years of age. We're gonna trade for 29. So we're basically losing an overall, but we're gaining 2 years. We're also gaining a guy right now that is playing well. Also to keep in mind, 2.8 million contract, Glass nose at a 6.3, so it's going to sure up some of our salary cap. Go ahead and make that trade. All right, so we need outfield, and so here comes a huge trade. Byron Buxton, Xavier Lewis, our highly touted young guys, prospects, and then we're going to just add on a closing pitcher to make this deal happen, and we are getting Alex Verdugo and Aaron Judge. I think that this is how we're going to fix center field and right field, because center field is Buxton. He ain't doing crap. Aron Zarina is not doing great, and Meadows is pooping the bed. So we're getting Aaron Judge. Right now he's hitting 265, and then we're going to get Verdugo hitting 266. And I'm okay with this trade. This should kind of shore up our outfield and hopefully take care of our outfield moving forward. How you know that MLB The Show 21 trading logic is broken? You're getting Rafael Devers, a potential 88 overall first baseman, 26 years of age, hitting 255. Previous years hitting high 270 and 296. And you're trading him for an a potential 82 overall 36-year-old guy, and he's not doing so hot. He's throwing a 10.31 ERA, because this would make sense that you give up an 82 overall guy that is 36 years old for a 26-year-old that is an 88 overall. Good trade logic, MLB. So you can't be mad at me for making that trade. I mean, you can't be mad at me for making that trade, because that trade was just too easy to make. So I think it's time to upgrade our starting pitching. So we're going to go out and get Aaron Nola. We're going to give up a starting pitcher and Rodon. We're also going to give up Cody Reed. And then finally, we're giving up Yandy Diaz. So this trade is an absolute bombshell. I mean, this is going to give us a top pitcher for giving away a backup first baseman, a guy that's in the bullpen that is throwing 741 right now, and our fifth guy in our rotation, and Carlos Rodon, who's also 30. So amazing trade. We're going to lose a little bit in salary cap, but that's okay, because Nola is going to carry us to the finish line. He also has a 9-year contract, so $15 million for 9 years is not a bad trade-off. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup right now. We got Trevor Story leading off 283, 256 from Ybarra, Devers 255, Aaron Judge 265, 326 from Elroy, 255 from Arozarena, and then Verdugo 266, 241 for Lowe, and 263 for Mejia. Going over to our pitching rotation, Syndergaard in the 1, 263, 350 from Nola. Alec Contra is 279 for him, 398 for Trinos, and 384 for Yarborough. I'm feeling comfy with where we're at. I feel like we're in a really good position now. Right now we're ranked number 2, 5th in contact, 2nd in power, 2nd in pitching, 14th in defense, and 24th in speed. So we're one game above 500. But I think if we sim all the way to September call-ups, which we're going to do, I think we're going to be in a very good position and closing in on the Yankees for that number 1 spot. So we have simmed up to the September call-ups, and a little bit of difference from where we were before. Currently, we are 6 games out of first place from the Yankees, but we were 1 game above 500, and now we're close to 20 games above 500. So there's 38 days left. We got about 30 some or more games left, so a lot could change. We could actually take over first place in the last month, or we could definitely get that playoff spot. Let's take a look at the standings and see where we're at. Wild card, we're on top of the wild card by several games, 9-1 in the last 10. Like, the changes we made, I don't think I could have made any more changes that would have been just completely tearing apart the team. So doing a good job. We're hopefully going to get that position. I'm going to sim up to like the last 3 games to see if we're going to be making the playoffs and stuff like that. But yeah, we are cruising the postseason appearance, and we have clinched the wild card. So we are in no matter what. We can lose these next 3 games and we're still in. So we're still making the playoffs, and hopefully we can get further in the playoffs than we did last season. We are back playing Minnesota, again, last year they obliterated us in that play-in game 11-3. This year, we're not going to allow that to happen. Let's take a look at our lineups at the end of the year. Story hit 287, 245 from 245 from Ybarra. Devers hit 264, 261 for Judge. Elroy 301, great year for him. Meadows 235, 256 for Aranzarena. Lowe 262, 244 for Mejia. Going over to the pitching rotation, a 296 for Syndergaard, amazing. 379 for Nola, so he kind of slowed down there at the end of the year. And then 255 for Alec Contra, a great year for him. 371 for Trinos. And McKay at 483 looks like he took over for Yarbrough, and Yarbrough had a 4 ERA as well. Then Richards 356, 458, not very good. 266 by Zach Thompson, good thing for him. 297 for Diego Castilla. Posh absolutely just demolished, 794. 338 for Nick Anderson. I really want to see that higher. 6 blown saves, kind of what he had last year, but I do feel like he is our best bet right now in that closer role as far as our players go, but I would love to see that ERA drop. So we are ready for the postseason, year 3 with Tampa Bay Rays. Let's get into it. Let's play this game and see if we can finally make it into the actual postseason. Solo dinger by Devers, love to see it. Single by Mejia is going to score a run. A walk by Story gives the bases juiced. Verdugo, a double, scoring 3 runs. Okay, we're feeling good. 2-run dinger by Hernandez, 5-2, single strikeout out of the inning. Solo dinger by Jimenez, double by Lowe. 9th inning. Let's see if Richards can just, nope, that's it. Bring in a lefty, because we're going to go righty switch left. So let's go Beeks with the lefty. Let's try to get out of this. Perfect. And boom, the Rays have won the wild card position. So last year we lost 11-3. This year, regaining the balance in the AL. We took on Minnesota and beat them. Now we are taking on New York. And normally I'd be like, well, we're tossing game 1, but we have an ace as our number 2 with Aaron Nola. So I'm not really feeling bad about going Garrett Cole against Aaron Nola, because that would be what normal teams would have to play with. Luckily, we have 2 aces on our team. So let's go ahead and see how the first game goes against New York. So we lost 2-0 on the game. It looks like Aaron Nola pitched amazing, just was not enough for our offense to come through. Game 2, Alec Contra and Sixto Sanchez. We get the loss 7-18. We actually scored runs, but oh my Lanta, 18 runs? All right, we're down 2-0 in the series. We got to win this one to keep afloat. Chirinos going to try to get us the win there, and a loss. So we lost, got swept in the ALDS. So another year of not getting to the World Series. I really thought we could get to the World Series this year, and I think we're set up in the perfect spot next year. I think next year will be the year of the World Series, but it is not this year. Year 3 is a fail, and the Yankees have defeated the Reds in the 2023 World Series. So the Yankees were for sure the better team this year, but next year we will be giving them a run for their money. Year 4 is among us, and I feel good about this year. I feel like this year is the year that we make that World Series push. So let's look at the team. Right now we're ranked 2nd, 5th in contact, 2nd in power, 3rd in pitching, 16th in defense, and 14th in speed. Taking a look at the lineups, Story leading us off at 92 overall, 82 Ybarra, 89 Devers, 97 Judge, 89 Jimenez, Meadows at 82, Ronzarena at 87, Brandon Lowe at 88, and Mejia at 79. On the bench, we got Verdugo at an 87, Phillips at 78, Brasil at 80, and Wander Franco making it up to the club at an 80. So some guys we probably want to move around. I'm thinking about moving Lowe this year. I just, depending on what he does, if he has another subpar season like this, I think we move on from him and actually move like Franco over to that second base position and see what he can do there. But yeah, Lowe not doing for us what we need him to do to stay on the field. And let's go over to our pitching rotation. We got Syndergaard at 94, Aaron Nola at 93, 87, Alec Contra, Chirinos at 84, and McKay at 83. We also have Yarbrough, 83, Trevor Richards, 82, Beeks at a 76, 82 for Castillo, and Posh 81, then an 89 Nick Anderson. But let's go ahead and sim to the All-Star game, see where we're at. Again, I'm projecting us to win the division and win the World Series this year. I just think we're way too talented to not win both of those. The All-Star game, and yeah, we're killing it. And I don't want to jinx it, but 67-24 might be the best record I've ever had through the All-Star week. And as you can see there, we've won at least 10 in a row. But let's go take a look at how many in a row we've actually won. And that streak is 16. So we've won 16 games in a row, and that's completely crazy. Hopefully we can keep it going. Let's take a look and see at lineups and our pitching and see how we're doing. 243 for Story, 294 for Ybarra, 272 for Devers, 245 for Judge, 267 for Jimenez, 291 for Meadows, 260 for Aranzarena, 259 for Lowe, 247 for Mejia. Verdugo's hitting 327. Dude is nuts. 358 for Wander. Look at our pitching, because the lineups weren't actually like crazy. Like there was a few guys that were hitting really, really well, but it wasn't like a lineup like where there's like 3 or 4 guys hitting above 300. So pitching rotation: 386 for Syndergaard, 290 for Nola, Alec Contra 334, 448 for McKay, and Chirinos 363 for 287, 566 for Springs is not good. Posh finally doing better, 193 for him. 30 innings pitched, .89 ERA for Castillo, and a 175 for Nick Anderson. 34 saves already on the season, only 1 blown save. So we're doing very good so far, and right now 19 games up on second place Yankees. So the Yankees, a team that kind of took us out of it last year, and so far they're struggling this year. Doesn't mean they won't be back, but right now they are struggling. So let's go ahead and just sim to the postseason. I'm not going to make any changes. I just feel like we're winning, and why mess, why fix something that's not broken? So let's go ahead and sim the rest of the regular season and see what it looks like, because I'm about 100% sure we're going to make the playoffs. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. If it does become a problem, I will stop the sim. However, I'll probably see you. Stop in here because we got a trade offer, and I think I'm just going to take it. Unfortunately, we're going to eat some salary. However, I feel like Garrett Hampson can help us this year. He's hitting 347 currently at second base. Low, struggling for us at 248. So I think we're going to go ahead and make this trade. We're giving up a couple of guys that aren't going to be playing in the next couple of years for us at the majors. Floyd, Trahan, and Howell, which is a left fielder at C56. So let's go ahead and make this trade, get Hampson on our team, and build it up, because what I'm thinking is if we have an injury at second base, we're kind of in trouble. I mean, yeah, we can call Brujan up, but we're in trouble because Story and Franco are at shortstop. Third base wise, we got Bracero that could play, but he's not playing very good right now, and so I would rather just make sure that we have Hampson in case Brandon Lowe goes down, or if we have a problem with like Story or Franco or one of those, we kind of have a backup. So let's go ahead, make that trade, and continue the sim. Finished a whopping 111 and 51. I think it might be my second best. I think in the Dodgers, I had a season that was like 113 wins, but 111 will get us into the playoffs, and I believe in first place. So we're going to play the playing game of Oakland and LA, and let's take a look at how we did this year in the lineups. 255 for Story, 308 for Verdugo, 277 for Devers, 294 for Jimenez, 261 for Aranzarena. Judge, 236, struggled there, 276 for Ybarra, Low 250, 258 for Mejia. Yan Gomes came up, 279 for Sampson, so he ended up kind of tapering off, but he didn't have a bad season, and it's good to have a backup in case of injuries. Franco, 272, 269 for Bracero. Now going over to our pitching rotation, Syndergaard, 327, 294 from Nola. What a complete monster he was. McKay, 389, 335 for Chirinos, 303 for Richards. So really, really good season for him. Yarbrough at 241, great to see there. 154 for Fairbanks. A couple of these guys just got in the game. 469 in 71 innings is not great. Not bad. And then Nick Anderson, a 182 with 47 saves and only 2 blown saves. Looks like the A's. So we got Noah Syndergaard versus Jesus Luzardo. For sure the better pitcher here. Let's go ahead and see if we get the win. We do 2-1. So up Aaron Saval and Aaron Nola. Both Aarons going at each other. We got the better Aaron. Let's prove it. And we lose 1-6. So tied 1-1 through 2 games. Then we got Paul Blackburn and Brandon McKay in. Let's see if we get the win there. We do 6-5. All these games pretty close. Brady Singer on Oakland. Never thought I'd seen it. And Chirinos versus Brady Singer. I actually want to switch this, and I want to be pitching. So we're going to put Syndergaard up there because I know he is ready to pitch, and I want to get the win. I don't want to mess around and continue to play games. So let's hope Syndergaard can get it done. He cannot. Oof. Big oof. Just no offense there. All right, second game is Chirinos versus Luzardo. It's 2-2, so we have to win in this or we're out. And last year, we could not get it past the ALDS where we lost to the Yankees. So let's make sure we get done with it today. We're going to we're going to go into the game and quick manage it for the Rays. Let's get it done today, guys. Doesn't matter. All right, drive him in. A sac fly. Let's go. We're up 1-0. So let's keep this going. Nola still looking pretty good through innings. A double, so it's tied up. Tied at 1. Come on, Nola. Come on, Nola. Don't do this to me, Nola. There we go. Runner thrown out after a run. So they did get a run from that inning. So we're going to have to go to the bullpen now. A walk. Great. Great to see a single. Let's go. I would normally bunt them over to second and third. But again, I don't want too much of an advantage. Strikeout. I should have done it anyways. Around Zarina. Single. And we got the bases juiced for Devers. Let's go, Devers. And a double play. All right, great. They scored another run. I love how they score runs off of their doubles, and I get a single with a guy on third, and he doesn't score. I don't understand. So let's bring in Anderson, see if he can get out of it. A walk, fantastic, fun to see. And we are in the bottom of the ninth. We gotta score here. We have to score here. Ground out. Single. Mejia. We're pinch hitting for Mejia. Let's bring in Franco. Good luck, bud. A walk, okay. 3-run blast here. Strikeout. All right, 3-run blast here. And that's gonna be it. Eliminated again this year in the ALDS. So not able to get it done in year 4. We have one more year to try to make it happen. And what I've found out is my 5th and final year is usually just sim because there's not much else I can do to make this team better. This team is completely loaded. There's not much I can do to make this team better. And the Padres defeated the Athletics. And so, yeah, we're going to go to the offseason. We'll see what team we have because I do know we have some free agents that I don't know if we'll be able to sign because we don't have enough money. So we'll have to maybe trade some people, get some money freed up. But I will let you guys know, and we'll start the season over very soon. All right, so we need to move around some salary cap. So what I've done is I've gone through and looked at what we got, and either Verdugo or Aranza. Verdugo, unfortunately, is better as far as like average and everything goes, but there's only room for one, and right now I feel like Verdugo's salary of $10.8 million isn't worth it. So we're gonna go ahead and trade for a shortstop in Marco Luciano, a young guy that only has 1.5 mil, and then we're also gonna get a right fielder that's about an 80 and Labor, and he's at 2.4 million, and he also has 2 of 4 years, so he has some more contract time to work with. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, make that trade, and we're gonna try to free up some more cap room. All right, regular season number 5 is upon us, and again, one of the best teams I've made. So if this team can't win it, then I don't know what else to do. Let's take a look at the lineups. We got Trevor Story, Ybarra, Devers, Jimenez, Meadows, Aranzarina, Judge, Brasau, and Lowe. Seth Beer on the bench, Luciano, Wander Franco. I mean, this team is loaded. That's the lineups. Pitching rotation: Syndergaard, Nola, Alcantara, McKay, and Chirinos, Yarborough, Calhoun, Beeks, Castillo, and Nick Anderson. So we're just going to start it off. I'm going to sim all the way through the All-Star break. We'll take a look at the team, see how they're doing, see if there's any trades I can possibly do, and then we'll go from there. We are at September call-ups, and again, kind of struggling more than I thought we would as far as record goes. We're 3.5 games out of first place Blue Jays, and don't know why we're struggling, honestly. Let's take a look at the lineups and see if we got problems there. 244, 248, 236. So that might be where it's coming from, the middle of the lineup. Not producing. 323 for Judge still. Why is Judge not up here? If they are producing, why not have these guys up here if they're producing better? But anyways, I digress, and let's take a look at the pitching rotation. 317, 261, 403. Yeah, there's no problems here. So I think the problem, honestly, is the hitting. Hopefully the hitting can turn itself around, and hopefully we can get into the playoffs. Let's take a look at the standings right now. In the wild card, we are tied for the wild card with the Angels and the Astros. So we need to be careful. We might miss out if we're not careful. So let's go ahead and sim up to a couple days before the playoffs and see what we can do. We were able to make a pretty big jump. We actually got all the way up to where the Blue Jays are. So the standings are currently we are tied with the Blue Jays for the division. Going over to the wild card, we are getting close to clinching it. Hopefully we can clinch it. Whoever doesn't will probably be in the wild card. So hopefully we can stay up above the Yankees. Currently up 4 games, and there is 5 left. So let's go ahead and sim this. And it looks like we will probably be in. We're still tied with the Blue Jays. And we actually play the Blue Jays in the last day. So this game right here is actually for the division. So we will be playing the Yankees in the playoff wild card game again. Let's take a look at the lineups for the end of the year. 282 for Story. Devers 280, 324 for Judge, 313 for Meadows, 264 for Anzarina, Ybarra 247, 260, and Tom Herzog 277. Phillips, Labor, Francor, Luciano. Not bad. Let's take a look at the pitching rotation, see how they finished. 294 for Syndergaard, 305 for Nola, 377 for McKay, 404 for Trinos, and Calhoun at 322. Surprised he beat Yarborough. 394 for Yarborough. Pretty good through here. Nick Anderson looks like he struggled, so we'll put Posh up there and see if we can take care of business in the playoffs. Our very first game, and it's going to be Syndergaard versus Sixto Sanchez. And so let's get this one started. Hopefully we can win this game because loser goes home. Let's get this out, Syndergaard. There we go. That's what I like to see. Solo dinger by Brissell. Solo dinger by Devers. All right, we're up 2-0. Single, double, scored a run. Okay, 3-0. Fly out, single, bases juiced, 1 out. Pitching change, single by Meadows. Nice, very, very well done. 4-0. 2-run dinger by Herzog. Let's go. Another dinger by Judge. We're taking it. A solo dinger by Judge. Devers a double, a walk, a fielder's choice, a single. Here we go. Pour it on, boys. Got to just find people that gets us out of innings. And boom, we have won the wild card of the score 8-1. So we are in to the ALDS where we have been the last 3 years. The question is, can we get past the ALDS? So for that, we will find out very soon. And Aaron Nola and Mike Soroka, game 1 of the series, a loss 2-4. McKay and Canning, a win 96. All right, we are tied 1-1. Alec Contra and Sandoval, let's get it. The win 10-7. All right, we're up 2-1. This could be the final game. Trevor Williams versus Noah Syndergaard. Oh, big loss there. 5-11. So here we are back in an elimination game between Soroka and Nola. And I got to be honest with you, I am getting sick and tired of playing these elimination games because we very rarely are able to come out victorious. Double, run scored. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. A double again. Here we go. 2-0. Feeling good. A solo dinger by Jimenez. Okay, it's good to see. 3-0 here. And 2-run dinger by Lowe, a double by Herzog. Herzog's killing it. And boom, we have won it. Finally past the ALDS and onto the ALCS. Cannot be happier. So let's go ahead and get this one started. So the first game is McKay and Plesac. And I want to see if I can move. I'll leave them. I'll let them do their thing. It's a best of 7. So it's going to be, we got to win 4 to move on. So the first game, McKay versus Plesac. Got the loss. Okay. Syndergaard and Thompson should be able to get the win there. Boom. 12-9, though. That's a really, really, really bad lopsided game. Syndergaard not doing well in the playoffs. 6.46 ERA. Oof. All right, Nola and Dunlap hopefully get the dub here. We do 3-2. Awesome. Now we got their number 1 guy in Giolito and our number 3 guy in Alec Contra. If we get a win here, it would be very big. We do 6-4. Let's go. All right, we are in an elimination game. Chirinos and Plesac and a loss. Okay. Syndergaard, Thompson, love this matchup and love the win. We are going on to the World Series against the Dodgers. So let's get this one started. Okay, 5th year, last chance. This is the last chance to win it all, and we are in the World Series against the Dodgers. Nola's going to start us off here. John Means with a 5.79 ERA. Let's get that first win and loss 0-9. Oof. All right, Syndergaard and May. A win there. Okay, we're on there. All right, 1-1 in the series. Bauer and McKay. Kind of a lopsided matchup, but we got to try something. We get the 7-1 win, so we took Bauer to the woodshed. Good night. Now we're up 2-1 in the series. Nola, our number 1 pitcher, up against Gonzalez. Let's get it done. He does. All right, 3-1. So we got one final game to win that World Series. Alec Contra, Ryan Jensen are going to go at it today to win this World Series. Well, that ought to do it for us, folks. Dodgers beat us 13-6. That's fine. We're going on to the next game with Syndergaard and Dustin May. Solo dinger, up 1-0 there. Single sack bunt. Okay, love it. 2-run dinger by Story, up 3-0 on May. Another dinger. Pull him, boys. Pull him. We up 4-0. All right, Syndergaard, you got to get us through some innings here. We got to grind some innings. A 2-run dinger again, the second of the game. 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. I'm loving it. McDonald style. All right, Syndergaard, a single to Kershaw. Can't do that. Story a single. Devers a single. We're digging right now. Come on, Syndergaard. You got to get us through these, boys. Keep rolling. Keep rolling, Cindy. And honestly, I feel like we need to just keep Syndergaard going. Oh, Meadows with the grand salami. Let's go. Now we just need to. We're going. Oh. Is he gonna get through it? Is he gonna? No, he didn't. But the Rays have won the World Series. It took us 5 years, and the object of it is to play for at least 5 years and try to win it. And the first time with the Dodgers, we made it all the way to 5 years before we won it. And it's the same thing with the Tampa Bay Rays. We were able to pull off the World Series in the 5th year. So this World Series was a success, but it was a lot harder, I think, than the Dodgers one. The Dodgers one was just completely loaded and just was a lot of needed to make little tweaks. But the Rays, we kind of had to rebuild in the first 2 seasons. And then the last 3 seasons, we really had that chance of winning the World Series. But it took us until season 5 to finally get the win. So that's going to be it for this episode. And it looks like we succeeded in year 5 with the Tampa Bay Rays. In next week's episode, we will be doing the San Diego Padres rebuild. So it should be fun. There's a lot of good players on San Diego, so it won't need a ton of rebuilding. But I do feel like there's some positions that we definitely need to change to be able to win that World Series. I'll be doing all of the MLB teams, so if I have not done the rebuild of your team yet, don't worry. Make sure you hit the red subscribe button because I will get to it, and it'll be a lot of fun. Until next time, Slacker out.